you a dairy producer? Or do you grow grapes, nuts, fruits, or vegetables? We have it all with American Vineyard, Pacific Nut Producer, California Fresh Fruit, California Dairy, and Vegetable West magazines. Subscribe for free now at malcolmmedia.com to stay current on the freshest news in your industry.
Hi, I'm Matthew Malcolm with Pacific Nut Producer magazine, reporting to you from Kerman. Almond Harvest is underway, and I'm here with Steve Koretoff to give us an update on this year's almond crop and how things are done at Nick Koretoff Ranches.
Right now we're harvesting our pollinator or our Avalon variety. Right behind me over my shoulder you can see the shaker. It's coming down. Our shaker driver Jay is taking the nuts off the tree, and at the same time we're going back and shaking the nonpareil variety a second time for any nuts that got stuck in the tree the first time. We're trying to get everything out for field sanitation, and with the price of almonds you really don't want to leave anything in the tree. So anyway, this year looks like it's a little bit of an off year for everybody, regardless of whether you're organic or conventional. Crops are shorter than what everybody was estimating earlier in the year. And a lot of that we're not quite sure why, but part of it is for sure we didn't have the chilling hours that we needed. Another issue that we're finding out is that the warmer than normal weather during pollination, pollen doesn't like temperatures over about 80 degrees, and there's been some studies that have shown that the pollen will actually burst at 80-85 degrees. So if the pollen has been destroyed or degraded from the temperatures, of course that pollen can't pollinate the blooms properly. That's really one of the only explanations that we can come up with. Overall, the market is pretty strong. Demand is really strong. Everybody and their brother is looking for things to do with almonds, whether it's almond meal, almond milk, almonds for trail mix and ice cream. It's a really diverse product. We're very grateful to have an industry that's actually making money, and farming is not always the easiest way to make a living, but it's one of the best ways to live. The area that we're in, fortunately, we really don't have any salinity issues. Here in the Kerman area, we farm some property further out west, closer to San Joaquin, that there's a little bit of an alkali salt issue there, but it's something that we can mitigate fairly well. One of the things that we're having some problems with is we didn't get any surface water this year other than 1 or 2 irrigations. So of course everybody's pumping when they normally wouldn't, and wells in this area are going dry. In the last 12 months we've had to drill 4 new wells. So that was an unexpected expense that we're looking at. We're just hoping that the rumors of the El Nino are valid, and that next year we'll get some surface water, so that way we can give the underground aquifer an opportunity to recharge. Because normally in this area we've always used well water more for frost protection and for emergency irrigation, and it's now our wells are being taxed pretty heavily because that's what we have to do to keep our orchards going strong. There's a number of issues that we have this year because of water and some other issues. Water, of course, being that we're using only well water and we're having to stretch those wells over a lot of acreage. What we're doing is rather than irrigating every row, we're irrigating only every other row, and irrigating a little slightly more frequently than we did before, but only every other row. And there's 2 reasons that we're doing that. One, of course, is we're trying to stretch our water as far as we possibly can, but the other thing is we wanted, by irrigating every other row, we're trying to reduce the amount of humidity that's in the orchard to minimize the impacts and the effects of bread mold, which if you look at some of our lower branches in here, we've got some dieback in here where you see some of these dry leaves in here, and that's from bread mold, and that's primarily caused by high humidities in the orchard. So by alternating and changing our irrigation patterns, we have seen some reduction in the amount of bread mold that we're seeing in our own orchards, and I think there's a lot of other growers that are doing the exact same thing. We don't want to lose that young fruit wood for next year, especially in the lower part of the tree.
Thank you, Steve. Getting the full report of the harvest at Nick Koretoff Ranches by reading the coming issue of Pacific Nut Producer magazine. I'm Matthew Malcolm, CaliforniaAgNet.com.